Suyash, I remember you and I sitting and discussing how Indian markets performed globally, while in Asia they may have charted a glorious path for themselves. As compared to their global peers, such as in the US, in the Europe, it seems like we sort of missed the performance that some of these markets had over the year.
I mean, sure, Shweta, but we did well this year, but so did the global peers, right?
They did better than us.
They did better. Some of them did better than us. Like Japan, for instance, that was the best performing global market, like global market. Among all the major markets, Japanese stocks rallied by as much as 30% this year, and this is in a year, Japanese stocks were long undervalued, so they pretty much are turning a corner. They have turned a corner in 2023. Interestingly, US markets have also outperformed us. S&P 500, the broader index, which is considered a proxy for US stocks in general, that has rallied by about 25% or so, whereas Nifty has given returns of about 20% or so. And interestingly, this is in a year when the country saw its worst banking crisis in over 100 years since the Great Depression. Interest rates are at a decadal high. We have been talking about US falling in and out of recession. What they are now calling it is called rolling or self-correcting recession that US has been slipping in and out of for the entirety of 2023. And still the markets have performed, and how? A brilliant rally, especially if you see all three indices have performed really well. The Nasdaq was up about 45-46%, and the S&P 500, as I mentioned earlier, was rallied by about 25%. Now, Mr. Baliga, coming to you, considering that there are a lot of headwinds for the US, do you think that the rally that we saw in 2023 is a bit suspect?
No, I mean, see, I will not call it a suspect because clearly liquidity was flowing in, and this rally was more of liquidity driven than anything else because, I mean, there was no major change as such, I mean, as far as the policy is concerned, or if you look at the performance of the companies in India. I mean, like there was not so much of a huge surprise that the markets had to move up like this. So I would believe it was more liquidity-driven rally, and then it was a more of a self-fulfilling sort of a prophecy that money is coming in because of which the markets are going up, people are again making profits, and because of which again the liquidity comes in. But I mean, the only fear is that, I mean, if this cycle breaks for whatever reason, I mean, it can be a black swan event, or I mean, like something which we don't know as of now, as to in case any sort of a news which hits us, and then because of which the market corrects, then this whole I mean cycle can actually reverse, because this is purely based on liquidity, and if the liquidity disappears, then you can have a major correction, because whatever said and done, if you're talking of the valuations as far as the mid cap and the small caps are concerned, I think it's just too high. And like the difference is huge now between the large cap and the mid caps. I mean, the gap was, very high on the other side. Now this has gone, a bit too high on the other extreme.
Now, Mr. Baliga, one of the things that we have been talking about, at least for the last 3-4 years, is that how the flows will start moving out of China and into India. Now, that has not really happened now, is it? And even the Chinese market, that saw a bit of a downturn in 2023. It was down about 4.5% or so. What's your take? Can we finally see the inflows from China to India?
See, I mean, we can see inflows as long as the valuations are decent. At these stratospheric valuations, I really don't think, I mean, you'll have a huge amount of flow coming in from FIs. I mean, surely they'll be investing, no doubt, because end of the day, they need to invest in markets which are doing better than others. But then it will not be a huge flow, I mean, like the sort of retail flow which we saw in the last 1.5, 2 years. Like the way I see it is, it could be a marginal flow, no doubt. And the day you have the markets correcting, I think they'll be the first ones to move out.